What's up, my fellow jewelers? It's jewelry making time. Oh yes, it's jewelry making time. And we are making a simple but elegant necklace. That's right, look at this beauty. Don't you just love it? Oh, look how it sparkles and look how it dangles and oh, I'm gonna put it on the end so you'll see. But I wanted to make something that was really elegant, that was really pretty. And so I saw something like this online. I saw something like this. So I'm like, oh, us jewelers, gotta make this together. So what do you say? You and I make this simple but elegant necklace. Let's go. So this is what you're gonna need to make this necklace. You're gonna need your tools. I have cutter tools. I have electrical cutter tools because they work really well and they don't dull. And then I have jeweler cutter tools. Then I also have my long nose pliers and my round nose pliers. For the material, you are going to need wire. I'm using a 0.46 gauge. You can use a 0.3, either one is okay. And then you're gonna need your crimping beads to be able to crimp your wire on your chain. You're gonna need your chain. Now for this chain, I want it to go around my neck because I don't want the beads around my neck. I want the beads to lay in front. And so I have measured a 12.5-inch chain for around my neck. And then you're also going to need split rings. I have 6 split rings, 4 split rings for each of these beads, and then 2 split rings to put on my clasp. And then for these beads, there's 8 of these beads are going to be hanging. I have 8 head pins for each of these beads. And then of course you're going to need your beads. I have 24 metal round beads, 24 of these little beauties. And then I have 12 of these very multifaceted, beautiful beads. I love these. And of course these bigger beads. Oh, 4 of these big beads. I just love it. So that's all you're going to need for your material. So let's dive into this beautiful necklace. The first thing I'm really going to do is I'm going to make my hanging beads. So let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is I am going to put my head pins through the hanging beads. So let's do the smaller beads first. What you're going to do is you're going to get your head pin, and I'm only going to make 1 loop on this head pin. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your head pin, you are going to put it through, make sure your head pin does not come all the way through, make sure your hole's not too big that your head pin falls out, and I'm going to cut it to where I want a smaller loop on that side. So I'm going to cut off a lot of the wire. You can save that wire for the next time you do a project. And then what I'm going to do is see my round nose pliers. This side is smaller than this side because you can make smaller loops from this side. So a medium loop goes, you're going to put your wire in the middle, and a bigger loop, you're going to put the wire at the end of it. But I want to have a small loop, so I'm going to do it towards the end of my pliers. I'm going to do a 90-degree angle. Do you see that? I got a 90-degree angle, and then I'm going to loop it around. So I'm going to loop, 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 and that is what I'm going to do. Perfect. Love it. So do you see that? I got my loop right there. So do that for your next beads. Go ahead and do that. Okay, so now I got loops on all of my small beads. So for this bigger bead, you're going to need a loop on both sides. So you need a pretty big wire to be able to put a loop on both sides. So I found some wire that I really like that's really long, and I'm going to put it through, and see, I have plenty of wire. So much wire, I'm going to cut it off because it's just too much. So the first one, I'm not going to cut off. I'm just going to put the size I want. I'm going to make a smaller loop. So 90-degree angle, and then you loop it around. You see that? And then I'm going to do that to the other side. Now I have too much wire for my liking, so I'm going to cut it off. And then I'm going to pull it back at a 90-degree angle, and I'm going to loop it around using my round nose pliers. And there you go. I have 2 loops on both sides. Isn't that fabulous? So do that with your other 3 beads. Put a loop on both sides of these big 3 beads. Okay, so now that I have a loop on both sides and I have loops on my small beads, I am going to take my split rings and I am going to put this whole thing together. So my bead, my big bead, and my split ring. Now my split rings don't really, they're pretty good, but you got to make sure if they have a gap. If they have a gap, then close up that gap. You do not want a gap. You don't want a gap. You don't want a gap. You don't want a gap. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of my beads. I'm going to take the bigger bead, and I'm going to open up one of the loops, side of the loops, just a little bit. I'm going to put my round bead through. Do you see that? I'm gonna put my round bead through, and then I'm gonna close up and make sure there's no gap, no gap, no gap, no gap. If you have a gap, then it will fall apart. And for me, sometimes I like to use my long nose pliers to kind of close up that gap on each loop to make sure that there is no gap, because I don't want a gap. I don't want this necklace falling apart on me. Now for me, I'm going to take my other side of the loop, and I am going to put the split ring through. That's right. I'm going to put this split ring through. Oh, so pretty. So that's what you want to do for each one of your danglies. That's what you want to do. You want to connect all three of them before you put your wire in your other beads. So go ahead and do that. Oh, now I got it. Now I got it. Now it's our turn to put the wire through your beads. So just take your wire out. So I never like to cut my wire before I know how much I'm really going to have. I know I could probably measure it, but I usually measure wrong. And so I like to just give an estimate, but keep it on and put my cap back on the wire. And then I'm going to string through my beads. Now what you're going to do is make sure you know which of your dangle beads go where, because you're going to put it on at that time. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and the fourth one of the pair of metal beads, I'm going to start putting my dangly beads through. So I got to make sure that I don't miss it, or I'm going to have to take some off. So start stringing your beads. So here we are. I have strung 3 of the brass bead sets, and I'm putting another bead through. Now I'm going to put 1 more of these metal circle beads on, just like this. I'm going to put it through, and then I get to put my dangle bead on. Look at this. I put it through. Yeah, look at that. And then I put my another metal through. Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh yeah, isn't that looking good? I love it. I love the color scheme. I'm so excited. And then you keep going, and so for your next metal bead, you're going to put it through, and then you're going to put the next dangle bead on, the next dangle bead set you made. See that? Oh, isn't that so pretty? And then you do it again. And you're going to do that until you are out of your dangle beads. So you just keep stringing it. Look at that, look at that, look at that. Oh my goodness, isn't that cute? I love it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put our chain on. For me, you can either put your chain on before you cut it, or I'm going to actually fold it in half. I'm going to fold it in half just like this, down the middle, right about there. I'm going to cut it, so then I don't have to cut it when it's on the beads. So I'm going to cut it, make sure that's in half. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now what you're going to do, you're going to put your chain on. So get one of your crimping beads. You're going to need 2 crimping beads for this. You're going to need 2. And you're going to put one of the crimping beads on one end of your wire. See, just like that. And then you're going to take one side of your chain, one of your chains, and you're going to put the last link on it, the very last link. See that? So I have a crimping bead and I have a chain on it. I'm going to loop it around. I'm going to loop it around and put it through the crimping bead. There we go. Look at, put it through the crimping bead. Make sure you have a little bit of leeway right here, that the chain can move a little bit. You don't want too big a loop, but you do want a little leeway. And then I'm going to take my long nose pliers and I'm going to crimp that bead. Oh yeah, so beautiful. Oh, so beautiful. I know they have crimping pliers. I just don't use them. So I'm going to put my bead and make sure my extra wire is in my beads, so you don't poke anybody, because it hurts to get poked by that extra wire. And I'm going to do it to the same side. So I'm going to cut this so I have enough wire to loop it through my chain and into a couple beads. So here we go. We're going to cut that. Cut it. Oh yeah, baby, oh yeah. And I'm just gonna do the same thing. The only difference with this side, I just did the same thing. See, I just did the same thing. I got my chain, I got my crimping bead. The only difference is I'm gonna grab my long nose pliers, I'm gonna grab the end of the wire. I'm gonna use gravity just a little bit to pull it, and I'm gonna try to pull it down. I'm gonna try to pull it down so you don't want a lot of gap between your bead and your crimping bead. So I'm going to pull this down a bit. I'm going to take a hold of that extra wire right there. And I'm going to pull, yeah, just pull it. Make sure there's not a big gap in between your crimping bead and your bead, and there's not. I look at gravity, and then I'm going to crimp that crimping bead with my long nose pliers. Oh, so good. And now I'm going to put extra, I'm going to put this in my beads. Now someone commented that I don't need a lot of extra wire because if I crimp it right, then it should stay. And that's true, but if you put your wire right in the middle of the crimping bead, like halfway through, it is going to slip out. And I like extra wire because I like putting it through my beads so that I don't get poked with this wire. So that's why I like to do extra wire, because one, I don't want it falling out, but two, I don't want to get poked, so I put it through the bead, and that's the hardest part, is putting this side of the wire through your bead. So just do that. You can do it. You got this. You got this. So, yay! We got both of the chain on the necklace part, the wire part. Now I'm going to put my clasp on. So what you're going to do, you're going to take your split ring and you're going to open it up and you're going to put it on one end of your chain. You're going to put the last link of your chain, the last link, just like that, and then close it up. Make sure there's no gap. I like to overlap because that's how I roll. I like to overlap and then squish it together. And that's where my clasp is going to go in. Then I'm going to take my other split ring, I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to put my lobster clasp through. Make sure you've checked your lobster clasp to see if it works. I already did. I checked mine. I don't want to put a dead lobster clasp on my chain and then have to redo it again. So I'm going to put my split ring through. I'm going to close that up. And you, my friend, my amigo, my amiga, my amigos, you, my friend, have a beautiful, elegant necklace that you just made. Oh, what do y'all think? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Oh, it's so cute. It's so sparkly. Glitter, 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 glitter. You see that? Glitter, 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 glitter. Those are the sound effects of my glittering necklace. I love it. I love it. Oh, don't you just love it? Yes, 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 I do. I do. I do. And wasn't that simple? But don't you feel kind of elegant when you wear it? I know I do. I love it, love it, love it. So thank you so much for coming on this ride with me of making jewelry. If this video has inspired you to make a piece kind of like this, but in your own creative way, think differently, girl. Think, boy, think outside the box. If it has inspired you, I want to see photos. I'm dying to see your creation. So go to my Facebook, go to my Instagram, do hashtag Jesus in Jewelry. I can't wait to see your creation. Oh my gosh. Can't wait, can't wait, can't wait. So that's all I got for you guys today. I do jewelry videos once a week, and then I do Jesus videos 6 days a week. So if you want updates to my channel, please subscribe. You can click right here. And then here's 2 more of my videos, but that is all I got for you guys today. Oh, wasn't that fun? Wasn't that fabulous? Let's get a little elegant, a little sparkly, sparkly today. All right, I love you guys. Mwah. Bye, my fellow jewelers. I'll talk to you later.